Murasaki, the younger of the two competitors. A slight height advantage for Olivo. It is Murasaki from Japan taking on Olivo from the United States. We go, Justin Bernard.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is scheduled for 3 rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing to you first in the blue corner with an official weight of 168.5 pounds. Out of Potential Jiu-Jitsu, Las Vegas, Nevada, Kris, the Leopard King, Olivo. And now introducing his opponent in the red corner, weighing in at 170 pounds. Out of Atos Jiu-Jitsu, San Diego, California, Andy Samurai Murasaki. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Vitor Shaolin.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's fight.
Here we go, the welterweights getting it on at Kris Olivo in the blue, Andy Murasaki in the black and the red. Now, in fairness, we asked Kris Olivo about that social media beef, and if he had blocked him, he said, yeah, I blocked him. He said, stop creeping on me. You will find out when you need to find out.
Well, I mean, he's right about that. I mean, at the end of the day, no matter what you know about him, you still got to face him inside the bowl.
It's something worth noting that 2 parts of our Portuguese broadcast team has been split up, as I see Andre Galvao in the corner of Murasaki, and I see Renato Canuto in the corner of Olivo. So very interesting dynamic to this match.
So what happened to the broadcast? Is there no one over there?
I think I had some people filling in, but I see Renato there, I see Galvao there. I'm sure they'll be chirping at each other afterwards. May the best man win. And what I've noticed about Murasaki's game is his passes and his attacks really rely on the ones where he can hug the leg. The K guard, especially, he's so good from the K guard. He's very good from his X guard as well. And those are all sweeps in positions that involve attaching his body to the leg, which also helps him get the sweeps, and not only that, but get those submissions that we love to see here at UFC BJJ.
Well, here we see him working the De La Riva hook here. And what that does, it really keeps their opponent off balance. It doesn't really allow them to put a lot of weight on their leg, and it just manipulates the body so that they can't really maintain a good balance on top.
And you can see right now, looks like Murasaki's maybe trying to roll her underneath, get to a bare bowl position, but now Olivo's attacking a footlock.
Oh, and that was tight. That put him in the lead in this round.
And it was good on Murasaki to roll out of it, straighten his leg, and roll out of that attack. And here goes Murasaki with his guard passing, looking for that knee cut.
And this is what I spoke about, his passing. Most players pass to their left. Murasaki is ambidextrous with his passing. He will pass to his left and his right with equal proficiency.
And that's what makes you so dang good at your job, is the fact that you notice that most people pass to the left.
Absolutely.
Now when I go back home on Monday, I'm going to be passing to the right.
Pass to the right, because then the defense is not as good on the right.
Look at that.
Dan, why is that? Why is it most people pass to one side?
I think it's really because we write with one hand, right? So we tend to do things one side stronger than the other. So when we pass one way, we have all our offense on that one way, so we stick to that. But when you can pass both ways, a lot of wrestlers can pass both ways, but when you're a jiu-jitsu guy who can do it both ways, it gives you a significant advantage against the bottom player.
Keep that strong frame in there. The opportunity will present itself.
Just over 2 minutes to go here in this first round in the welterweight division.
Man, and one thing that stands out to me is Olivo is a big welterweight, very long, big for the weight class, knows how to use his frames, knows how to use his natural gifts. Like I said in his walkout, when he can mesh his breakdancing background and those dynamic movements with his jiu-jitsu, that makes him a very hard opponent to train for. It's hard to find training partners to emulate that style.
Now, do you remember John Lewis, the great MMA fighter? He came from a breakdancing background too. And I remember watching his movement, just thinking, man, he moves so much better than everybody else. It's because he's been able to blend that dancing with his jiu-jitsu movements.
Olivo said the skill is when you can balance your own weight. He said, that's what I took from breakdancing. When I came to jiu-jitsu, he said it was like I already knew the language, and it made it that much easier to pick up.
And Dominic Cruz does that good as well. Dominic Cruz was a B-boy.
Well, you can see it in his footwork.
Shout out to the first ballot future Hall of Famer, Dominic Cruz.
You got some moves, Chiesa?
Heck no. I dance like an oak tree. Stiff and tall.
And Murasaki trying to see if he can't pull this leg in.
You can see he's trying to pull Olivo's leg, his knee, into that knee line, that danger zone.
He's got a pretty good bite here on
Now
that.
he's got that outside heel hook. He might have it. Olivo needs to straighten his leg. Try to straighten his leg and get that heel into the pocket. He's got to roll to his right. Roll to his right, because you know that Murasaki wants to take that his heel to the left. He wants to scoop it with his left heel and take it that direction. Scoop it with the left, take it that direction. So Olivo's got to try to get his heel in the pocket, straighten his leg, and roll the opposite direction.
We keep seeing Olivo give the thumbs up, even flex at one point. He feels pretty comfortable in this position right now.
Well, because he's done a good job of just keeping his leg straight enough to where there's not enough bend in it to really get torque on the knee. So he's okay. It's still a dangerous position, but for right now, he's okay. Now we see the knee past the knee line. He's going to be able to get his leg out, regardless of whether the round ended or not. It'll be interesting to see how the judges score those two different attempts and what they thought was more. I thought the attempt from Olivo was actually stronger.
I definitely agree with you there.
And it's interesting that it came on a leg lock, because Olivo told us in the meeting, he said, I'm initially not even going to go for that, because when you look at tape, that's the only tape there is out there of me getting a submission on the legs. He said that is not the game plan so far tonight.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the tape of his matches really revolves around that PGF tournament that he was in, and he won a lot of those matches with straight ankle locks and foot locks. So there is, you are right, there is not a lot of film on him out there. But what you can see, that is what it is. So he's going to have to come in there with some diverse attacks, because obviously Murasaki, not only is he a very seasoned veteran of the sport, but that's all that he's seen on him in his film study.
And Murasaki's just chewing on that leg. He's not going to let that leg go.
Now he's working from that reverse De La Riva hook. Starting to invert is Murasaki.
Olivo trying to solve this puzzle and get the pass here with Murasaki on his back.
You can see Murasaki going back to that De La Riva. Olivo doing a good job staying low with his base to avoid getting caught in a berimbolo and getting his back taken. And you can see that's exactly what Murasaki's trying to roll for right now. Trying to get underneath, get to that berimbolo, get to the back. But Olivo sniffs it out, lowers his base, and takes away that space that Murasaki needs to roll underneath him. Now Murasaki, from what I see, looking like he's trying to work an X guard right now, something he's very good at.
And there he goes. I feel like he's gonna finish this sweep. Nope. Bailed on it. And I think that has a lot to do with the size that you talked about of Olivo. And he spoke about that in previous interviews. He said, you know what? I'm not going to get bullied around by these smaller guys. He's competed at higher weights. So now he's going against smaller guys and knows that he's going to have a strength advantage over these guys. And it looks like he does have a strength advantage over Murasaki.
He also decided to bring in Renato Canuto into his camp this time around. He said, I want to be more of a well-rounded athlete.
Looks like Olivo was almost trying to look for a waiter sweep there. But now he's attacking that leg. You can hear Coach Drysdale calling for a scissor sweep right now. And one thing Murasaki does very well when he's on top is he does a good job keeping his knees together but keeping his feet wide, which makes it very hard to get him off balance. A lot of times he's going to be flat-footed, and if he's flat-footed, he's going to be hard to move. And if he's not flat-footed, he's going to be on his toes, pressing forward, trying to pass. He's very hard to get off his base when he's on top. And you can see, look at the way he's able to get low. And at times,
you could just see the pressure.
Yes. And this is bad pressure right now as he's got his hands locked with his head and arm control, looking to smash Olivo's shoulders flat. And when you smash your opponent's shoulder blades flat, essentially then you can start untangling your legs because they can't use their upper body to try to re-guard and get to underhooks.
Yeah, this is some really good work from Murasaki here.
Great smash passing. Now you can see right now he's got that right leg stapled. And if I'm Olivo, I'm trying to free myself from the head and arm control. I'm trying to pummel for an underhook, particularly with my left arm, but now he's caught in his cross-body control, and you see Murasaki steps over to mount. Beautiful work. This is what we call smash passing. When you get head and arm control and you can cross face your opponent, pin their shoulder blades flat, this is smash passing. Now he's gonna get Olivo's arms above his head, look to see him isolate an arm. I would not be surprised if he's gonna start attacking either an arm triangle or if he's gonna attack the right arm of Kris Olivo. And if I'm Olivo, I wanna pummel that right arm in. I wanna get a right arm underhook and try to get myself back to a half guard.
Yeah, he's in a really tight position here. It's going to be very difficult for him to create any space. Murasaki is just such a savage in this position and knows how to get control over every little spot. So even when he's tight on top, you try to look for the space at the legs, and Murasaki just doing a really good job. You see how he passes when he tried to get that half guard? He tried to pummel into a half guard, and Murasaki just passed the guard and just eliminated the leg altogether.
And look at that, switches to a knee right now. He's looking to isolate an arm. He's going for the arm bar right now. He might have this. If I'm Olivo, I need to roll and hitchhike.
Oh, he did a really good job of escaping that.
Good stuff from Kris Olivo.
With just seconds left, Olivo escapes the armbar. And that'll do it for round number 2.
Stay here. Are you ready? Yep. Are you ready? Let's fight.
We start round number 3. And Michael, how do you score it here through these first 2?
Right now, I think definitely, you could give Olivo the 10-9 first round. That was a close round, but I would say maybe Murasaki edged out a 10-8 round. The second round was the most clear-cut round for sure. The first one's kind of up in the air. Right now, let's see what Kris Olivo could do from his back. If I'm Kris Olivo, I feel like he was having more success being on top because we saw the pressure passing and the smash passing from Murasaki really gave him problems in that second round.
Dean, do you agree? Does Kris Olivo have to have this third round?
Well, I think if he wins his third round by a 10-9, then that would, for me, make this a draw. So I think that this is an important round for Kris Olivo. He's got to either get a 10-8 or he's got to finish in this round if he wants to win this match. But I'm surprised at how easily he was taken down. I mean, Murasaki just stepped in and shot a single leg and just dumped him with relative ease.
Yeah, Murasaki just had a beautiful body lock pass. When I say body lock pass, he has his hands locked underneath the arms of Kris Olivo, and he's just able to control that upper body, back step to side control. Now he's back in the mount position. We had a lot of success. Now he has more time to cook Kris Olivo. When I say cook, that means you control your opponent and smother them. You start to slowly take away the space to where they get impatient and they try to buck and use less technique and more explosiveness to desperately get out of positions. And that's exactly what Murasaki is doing right now, is he is cooking Kris Olivo. He is going to start hunting for submissions, look to see him get that arm triangle or try to isolate another arm.
I love that word you use. There is a desperation to the game right now of Andy Murasaki. Think about this. 10 years ago, he was 15 years old, working in a welding factory in Japan. Didn't know how he was going to be successful in Jiu-Jitsu. And you can tell he's trying to make the most of this opportunity tonight.
And this is the worst position to be in if you're Kris Olivo. When you are mounted and your opponent is scooping your arms above your head, it is so uncomfortable. When your elbow gets above your head, it's a very uncomfortable position to be in. I don't care how flexible you are and how good your shoulder mobility is. It does not feel good when you are mounted and your elbow is getting pinned above your head. Look at what Murasaki's doing. He's walking the elbow above the head with his hand. He will dig his fingertips into the mat. Look how he's crawling his hand forward to bring the elbow of Kris Olivo above his head. Once he can get his elbow above his head, he will hug his elbows and start to isolate that limb. And like I said, get to that arm triangle or get to that armbar attack.
Watch the armbar.
What's the escape here if you're Kris Olivo, down potentially around? How do you come back here in this third round with 2 minutes?
Well, what he needs to do is he needs to try to cross step. He needs to take like his right leg over his left leg and try to scoop the leg of Murasaki and use that over that right leg to pull a foot back into a half guard. Or right here, you can kick. When you kick, that's when you put your feet together, block the hips, and essentially push their hips down and try to sneak a leg in. And that's exactly what he did right there. He hit a kip escape from being mounted.
Well, for Olivo, I think that his best chance of winning this match, he needs to get on top. I don't think that he has the bottom game to deal with Murasaki. He just doesn't have the skill proficiency and able to deal with the passing of Murasaki.
Yeah, Murasaki's base is just so good. The way he is able to keep his knees together, keep his feet wide.
Yeah, and when you get, like you said, you keep your knees together, it doesn't allow the opponent to get these leg entanglements and get their legs underneath you.
Yeah, you're shutting one of the windows. When you put your knees together, you're shutting down the window to where they can get a leg up the middle and work a butterfly guard, a De La Hiva, an X guard. Really forces them almost into a retreat mode where they're trying to find a way to break your base and get those knees apart to where they can get into those leg entanglements and start to work different guards.
Yeah, any chance that Kris Olivo had in winning this match would have relied on him being on top. I don't think he's been able to do it on the bottom.
And look at this right now, Murasaki working from a crucifix right now. Now he might be trying to work for a topside triangle. He's got the arm isolated. Now he's looking for that Kimura.
Yeah, he's got a double attack here. He can work the arm, and then he can even still fall back on the triangle if he'd likes.
He's got to attach that elbow to his chest and bring it up with his body. He might have this Kimura.
It is all over. Andy Murasaki in the third round gets the tap and the victory in his UFC BJJ debut.
Yeah, that was incredible. Just a great performance from Andy Murasaki. A close first round, but this is what Murasaki does. He cooked him. He cooked him. He took his time. He almost gave Kris Olivo a little bit of a false sense of hope through that first round. Gave him a little bit of hope that there's a chance for him to win this match. But the more this match progressed, the more Murasaki was able to establish dominance positionally, which led to these submissions. Look at how he was able to get the elbow, the right elbow of Kris Olivo on his chest, and he pulled that lock. He broke the lock with his body. And then he turned the arm over, got that Kimura, just a devastating submission, and it all came from positional dominance. Just look at this, the way he was able to break that lock, ripping it by attaching the elbow to his chest. That way he broke the lock, not with his arms, but with his body. When you try to break the lock with just your arms, you don't have enough strength. But when you're able to put the arms...
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Vitor Shaolin calls a stop to the match in round number 3, declaring the winner by submission, Andy Samurai